Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you all the fastest ways that you can level up your character, your awareness level and your mask. Now all of these things tend to level up at a similar rate, as you will see in the very bottom left of the screen. Every time an action is completed by yourself, such as a craft or an enemy kill or anything like that, or an action is completed by your tribesman, you will actually gain some XP. So if we go over to this rock and just mine it real quick, you can see there that we are getting XP for that. So I'm going to give you some of my fastest ways that I've found to level up, and more importantly, some of the most consistent ways I've found to level up. So no matter whatever the part of the game you are on currently, whether you're in early game, mid game or later game, you'll be able to use these tips in some form in order to level up faster. If you do enjoy the video and you do find it useful, please do drop me a like and a subscribe down below. Both of them are very much appreciated. And other than that, let's jump into the video. The game does give us a little breakdown in the top left here on the Y screen, or the mask skill tree screen, which tells us what each thing is. Essentially, your awareness strength is how powerful you are. You can gain awareness strength XP through combat or work, and view the progress at the bottom of your HUD. A sufficient strong awareness can help you restore more mask nodes, as well as learn more knowledge and technology. You've then got mask level. This is the level of the mask currently worn. It will gain XP equal to all awareness strength XP gained. When you get a brand new mask, you must improve its level to fix its unique nodes. And then character level, which is a tribesman's level. You can see it in the character panel. Tribesmen wearing masks also gain equal XP when gaining awareness strength. So like I briefly mentioned at the beginning there is a few different ways that you can level up. Firstly, crafting. You can either craft through one of the workstations, or you can craft directly from your inventory. Either of these places will give you crafting XP. And if, for example, you have a stack of this fibre like I've got here, you can go ahead, press F, which will craft the maximum amount, which is, of course, 100 linen there. And you will see that that starts to craft. And if you look in the bottom left, I am getting a 1 mask, 1 body, or character level XP, which I'll talk about in a moment. And also 1 awareness strength level, which you can see at the bottom middle. And that's kind of the pivotal thing in this video, because most people are trying to level this up. As you can see on this character right now, I am awareness strength level 19. So I'm very close, or about halfway just over, towards getting to that level 20, which is kind of getting your way into the early mid game, which is, I assume, where most people are at right now. So whilst that is going on, obviously that will continue to tick away whilst you're crafting, and the higher tier items that you craft, or the better quality items that you craft, it's actually going to net you more than XP than that. So 1 is okay, but obviously you're going to want a lot more, so that's where you're going to want to craft the better tier or higher quality stuff. Now, like I said there, whilst you're gathering, you do also gain XP. So as you can see here, we can do both at the same time. And you will notice that all of those numbers level up at a slightly different rate once you start doing more than one task at once. But the one that we are focusing on the most is this one right here, the sort of diamond with 4 lines going in a diagonal line around it, because that is the awareness strength one. So that is the top number that you're looking at down there, which typically is, of course, going to be the lowest number. And that is because everything affects it, but you're not getting specialization, and you're also not getting the bonus XP for, you can see there in the top right, pleasant mood. Now, of course, you also get XP for killing enemies, as well as skinning and things like that. So you can combine these methods into whatever suits your playstyle the best. Generally speaking, as long as you are doing something, then you will get XP. Pretty much the only thing you don't get XP for in the game is just running about. But if you're running about, make sure you're pressing E to collect all of like the grass, the stone, the branches, and then just make sure that you're constantly fighting enemies and going to your new objectives. Obviously, the best places to find these enemies, your Ancient Ruin POIs, your Barbarian Camp POIs. You'll also find them at the pits for the tin ore and, of course, the copper ore. And also these barrack areas. The barracks are actually pretty tough, but they do have some good loot in as well. And then, of course, you will see your first pyramid. Most people have at least seen this now if they haven't been in it yet. Obviously, those mobs will give you a lot more XP, and fighting higher level mobs or predators will get you a bigger amount of XP as well, but that's going to be less consistent than the sort of gathering, crafting, and killing the random NPCs at the camps nearby you is going to be. So now we've covered all the methods of how you can get XP. What bonuses do we have? Well, like I mentioned a minute ago there, we have got the pleasant mood buff in the top right of my screen. You can see there that it says a comfortable state achieved after adequate rest in a simple house, body XP gained plus 40%, and max load plus 10%. Now all you have to do to get this is have a bonfire in a place that is roofed off, and then have a bench or a chair next to it. That will get you the level 2. Obviously, as you increase your house decoration and your seating quality, etc., you will be able to level this up and get a higher level. But this isn't going to affect the awareness level, but it is going to affect body XP, which if you press O is going to be your character level here. So this is going to be a body XP. The reason it's called that is because if you don't already know, you can go up to any of your tribesmen at any point and you can click control, which will switch you to play as that character. So that's why it is that body XP, it's for the character you are currently controlling. Now you'll see that you also get proficiency XP for all of the different skills and weapons in the game, so each different thing that you do, so gathering logs, gathering fibre, gathering stone, whatever it is, the kind of the main core gathering ones, logging, harvest and mining. And then you've also got planting, which is where you're doing things with plants for your farm. And then we've got the refining sort of stuff and the crafting sort of things here as well. All of those will level up and you'll gain XP for those as you are doing things, whether it be crafting, gathering or fighting. Now fighting will gather you XP, of course, for the combat skills. And of course you also have your mask XP. Now mask level is pretty important, and you do need to remember when you're gathering your green crystals to go ahead and level this stuff up. But you will see some of these, if we go further down, you will need a higher level of awareness strength, and that's kind of the main thing that will hold you back. But you'll see on some of them, like this one here, you need to also have the previous nodes, but it does say mask level 5, this one is mask level 6, and then this one is mask level 7. So this is something you'll probably get just by playing the game. It'll gradually accumulate in the background, and I haven't had much trouble with this because, to be honest, I've not had enough green crystals to do all that I want to do as of yet. So this is actually pretty self-explanatory. This one will just level up as you are playing the game, but of course awareness level is the thing everyone wants to level. So is it worth doing the comfort buff? Well, yes, because you will get the extra XP for the character that you're playing as you're trying to increase your awareness level, which is a nice bonus. But there's also some important things on this mask skill tree that we need to be aware of that are going to help you with bonus XP. So first things first, fairly early on, you can get the connection enhancement buff. Now what this does is allow you to get a +6 to the total number of tribesmen for the first one you get, taking your total of tribes members from 3 all the way up to 9. Now this initially doesn't sound like a buff to XP, but like I explained towards the beginning of the video, you do get XP for all of the tasks that your tribesmen complete. So if they're crafting something, you'll get XP, albeit not much, or not as much as you would get if you did it yourself. You are still going to get some passively when they're doing some of the more tedious tasks for you. So this is certainly worth doing and will help you to level up very, very quickly, or much faster, because it will just be accumulating in the background once you set up the tribesmen's automation nicely. Now, be aware as well, once you hit level 20, you are able to get this node up to level 2, which will increase it by a total of +10, which gives you 13 total members, or a +4 from the previous level. So again, extra people on there to increase your level all the way up even faster once you do hit that awareness strength of level 20. There's also a really important node down the bottom here called Forbidden Technology, which is where you secretly delve into forbidden knowledge. Awareness XP, again from killing humanoid creatures, 5%. Now, I assume this means a +5%. I've got this, and I do seem to be getting a bit more from when I'm killing the NPCs. So if you have this one available as well, make sure you tap into that. I am, of course, using the Conquest mask, so if you have a different mask type from the beginning, you may have some slightly different nodes, but do feel free to explore this tree and just have a look around, because there will be some things that show you how you can get more XP. Of course, as well here, there is memory units for mining and for craftsmanship and stuff like that, which will get you extra XP towards those proficiencies, but that isn't strictly towards the awareness level. It will, however, help you to level up your proficiency so you can get more benefits from those, and the same with the combat stuff here as well. So now we know the best way to do this most consistently is to be going around gathering and crafting at the same time, and then killing any animals you see, skinning them, and fighting any NPCs you come across as well, essentially just keeping yourself busy. How does this actually work on a practical level? Well, what I like to do is go out with the harvesting tool. I'll get a few bits of the thatch and also the vines and fibres, go in pretty early on. So this is kind of a quick way to do it. You can gather all of these things here. And then what I'll do is set off linen, thick rope, go in. You'll see when you get more of that, it will obviously accumulate much faster, and you'll be able to craft many, many more at one time. And then I'll go ahead and gather some trees or some stones just to get extra XP. Now, one thing to note with this method is it is actually more XP for the higher tier resources. So if you go ahead and mine clay, which I'll run over to now to show you, that actually does net you a lot more XP than some of the regular wood and such will. So if we go ahead and mine this one, you'll see this will give us a decent proportion there in the bottom left. which is much more than what we were getting for the other stuff as well. So it is worth doing if you are nearby some higher tier resources. That's also going to get you more XP. And just to reiterate what I said towards the beginning of the video in terms of crafting, if you craft higher tier stuff, so for example bone spears or bone weapons of any variety, then up to bronze, iron and steel as you progress through the tiers, that is going to net you more XP the higher tier that you are crafting. And you will know that items in the game have different crafting qualities, like you can see here a beast bone grey necklace or a beast bone green necklace, which is the good gear. This goes all the way up to red, which is the artifact level, and if you are crafting these at a higher quality, and what I mean by that is the artifact level or the gold level, the purple, blue, green, etc. above grey, you will get more XP for each incremental level as well. So of course you can't necessarily control that as easily, but it is worth doing if you do need to roll some armor and weapons. That is going to be good, so it's worth kitting out all of your followers with a decent set of armor and a couple of weapons and tools as well from the higher tiers, because you will get a decent amount of XP for doing that also. But that's pretty much going to cover it for this video. Hopefully this does help you to level up your awareness level quicker, and of course your mask level and character levels as well. If you have found the video useful, please do drop me a like and a subscribe down below, and make sure you have got the notification bell on for the channel, because I'm going to have tons more SoulMask content coming to you very, very shortly. Other than that, I'll catch you again very soon on a brand new upload. Take care and peace.